finally, laser pecker lx1 Max in action. Basically, this machine is on a different level, really. Excuse the temporary extraction unit, but basically I found it quite fun to put blue tape on ply, engrave the images out, and when I get a bit bored, basically I just pick off the bits once it's all cut out. I'm doing a tree of life right now. Tree of life. But the blue tape allows you to add colours to parts, and then you can basically peel the tape off. And what I found with ply is that it even needs to be the best way of doing it basically is to wet it to stop the scorch marks. Let it soak in for a while, wipe it dry, and then blue tape it, and roll the blue tape on. I've got a small roller here. It's just a rubber roller. It's a bit dirty and grubby, but I've had it a few years. And basically just make sure that it adheres, so there's no air bubbles and stuff. And hopefully, once it's finished its little run, it can be painted. Once the paint's dry, pull the tape off, and hopefully, because of the moisture in the board, if you're only doing one pass or two passes maybe, the paint won't bleed too much. When you lacquer the ply, it tends to smell a lot worse than the blue tape. I have got a big industrial fan here with a filter in the background you can't see, but laser pecker lx1 Max with all the modes. Currently using the 20-watt laser with blue paintless tape. So found the software upgrades are a lot better, and if you can use a laser pecker 2, which I also have, you will find the lx1 or the lx1 Max a lot easier to use, because the software's come a long way. It was a long wait for this. There's still some bits to come for it, but with the tests that I've done so far, it cuts through 6mm ply no problem, and it's basically a very good machine once it's set up and you've got it set up properly, set your gaps right. Software becomes easier and easier to use day by day. Can't really say a lot more. I mean, everything's well made. If you look here, the size of these plugs and thickness, I've got big hands, but that plug there, and the way they do the clip underneath, so that nothing gets in the way, and you have the same, I don't know if you can see that, sort of there, my hand is. Yeah, well thought out. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, the weight was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you, because the laser pecker 2, if you're doing letters or signs or anything like that, basically takes ages to line everything up, whereas this will just do it in one fell swoop. The power increase also makes the work quicker as well, and as you can probably see just over here, the way it cuts out the wood is just, you know, super accurate. We're almost sort of at the end of the tree at the moment, and basically the tree can be painted, as I said. I've gone deep enough to burn in the wood. One recommendation I will make, especially on darker engravings or deeper engravings or multi-part engravings, is make sure you've got your wood secured and your height setting right. And if you put anything on there to hold the work down, be mindful that sometimes the laser can be a bit awkward and dart over to the other corner if you've selected the image in the wrong corner, and it will hit things, because it's got no sensor to say there's something in the way. But yeah, this is roughly 200mm wide by 225 high in millimeters. No excessive fumes. As I say, I've got the filter and the industrial fan going to the outside. So in a nutshell, worth the wait, but it needs a cutting plate. And also I think it should include, because it has got a section, if you read the book, where it has to be oiled, but they don't provide any oil with the machine. And it's certainly a machine that needs an industrial grade fan to take away the smoke and fumes, because the power settings on this are basically transferred from laser pecker 2, and because this is 20 watt with air assist, it basically cuts straight through the wood and the wood that was below it. So cutting board is essential, I feel. As in the enclosure, you can build one yourself, or if you're outside, you can just run a fan with a charcoal filter on it, run it through like that. But the machine is at the moment looking like a good machine. Well made, simple to use. Once you get your head around the actual cut settings and engraving settings, first coaster I done, I ended up cutting out a load of letters instead of engraving them, and then cutting out the coaster. And as I picked the coaster up, in a nutshell, I had loads of little wooden letters, but they were perfectly formed and cut. So it also doubles up if you want to do letters, you know, on some thicker wood. you know, stuff like that. I've also cut vinyl with this one as well. Basically tape the vinyl down and use a lower power to cut the vinyl, obviously so it doesn't melt, but the cutting board again would come in useful for that, but luckily enough I've got a board that I can use, which I'm using at the moment, which doesn't really matter to me whether it gets sort of burnt or not. But the thing is, if without the cutting plate and you're doing like graphics on vinyls, that the problem tends to be that the vinyl will overheat and start melting the edges. So you can either tape it up, masking tape, blue tape, whatever first, cut right through and then line it all up, but obviously bear in mind what you're using underneath it. If you're cutting right through, you can always rearrange the letters and put them on more tape if they've got to be widened, shortened or whatever, but if you go too high a setting, it will melt the edge of the vinyl and kind of peel them up. But so far so good. So laser pecker, hope you send me the rest of the bits that I'm needing, and I'm hoping all you out there that have been waiting for ever and a day to get your machine, I can tell you it will be worth the wait. You know, it is a fantastic machine. Thank you to everyone that's watched right to the end, and if you want any more information, just contact me, subscribe to my channel, and any information I can help you with, I will try my very best. But again, I'm also a novice at this, but having so long to practice on 3 different lasers that I have, out of all of them, this is the one that I've got set up right now. So you have a good day, guys. Thank you very much.